is going on YouTube? Today, I'm super tired. I did not sleep last night. I was just in my bed, tossing and turning, and I couldn't sleep. So I got something here that I'm gonna eat, and then I'm gonna go to bed. So I got myself Osmows. Usually when I get Osmows, I get chicken on the sticks. And that's because I think in 2017, no, probably a bit earlier than that, 2015, up until like 2017, I would have chicken on the rocks. And from 2017 up until today, I had chicken on the sticks. So it's been 7 years since I had chicken on the rocks, but I decided to get myself chicken on the rocks. I was gonna get chicken on the sticks, but then I was like, nah, let me get chicken on the rocks because I haven't had it in such a long time. Like literally a very long, 7 years, right? Since I had this one. Chicken on the rocks, for those who don't know, is the same thing as chicken on the sticks except with rice. So I got it with rice instead. Uber's really making me angry because honestly, it's just annoying. So I live right next to the Osmows, but because I didn't do priority, the lady went past me to deliver to someone else and then came back to me to deliver to me, which is so dumb. Such a dumb feature and such an idiotic feature of it. Like it shouldn't matter if the person pays for it if I live literally right next to the Osmows. Like you have to pass me and then double back, effectively making my food cold. It makes no sense. Like it literally makes no sense, but whatever, honestly. We're gonna eat this here. So this is what it looks like with the rice. Looks basically the same, just ricey. But before we get started, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Leave a comment down below of anything I'm trying to talk about. I'm down to this, so check out timestamps down below. Let's go. First time with the rice in like 7 years. That still tastes great with the rice. Honestly. It tastes just like I remember it. So the thing I would say about these two, or comparing chicken on the rocks with chicken on the sticks, is that if you're planning on eating the whole thing in one sitting, then chicken on the sticks is better to get. Because I feel like just eating in the moment, having those fresh fries with the chicken and the sauce is better in my opinion. But if for some reason you decide you want to eat it as leftovers, it's not even close. The rice tastes way better. It also tastes a little bit different when you like reheat it. I actually like how it tastes. Like the fries you could not reheat. Maybe you could pop it into air fryer. I don't know how that works with all the sauce on it. Like I've tried throwing the chicken on the sticks back in the microwave. I took it out and I was like, what is this abomination? The only problem I have with the rice is that I tend to eat the chicken before I finish the rice. So I'm just left with rice, which I don't eat. I don't like rice like that. But anyways, how was your guys' day today? Mine wasn't too bad, minus the fact that I'm so tired. Like I said, I was tossing and turning in my bed. I couldn't sleep, so I just got up and I went to the gym before work. And then I went and got an elderflower Red Bull. I'm not the biggest Red Bull drinker, but I do like it. I think it tastes pretty good for the most part, like most of them do. So I got myself a Red Bull. I don't think it helped. I think it was less time before I drank the Red Bull, but you know, it's whatever. Well, you know what? I saw a movie the other day and that movie is Blink Twice. Now, Blink Twice, I had no idea what this movie was about. All I knew is that Channing Tatum was in it. The girl who played Whitney Houston was in it. And then, I don't know his name. I know it's like Joel Osment. I think his first name's Haley. I don't know. It's Emily Osment from Hannah Montana's older brother. He was like the child actor in like, I think The Shining. And I think he was the kid in Forrest Gump too. Yeah, he was in it too. The movie, going into it with no expectations, I thought the movie was pretty good. It's a very entertaining movie, to be quite honest with you. I love the ending. Spoiler, basically, Channing Tatum is this like rich tech billionaire that all the women love and all that stuff like that. And he has this like party that he has every year. And then at this party, he like finds women and he brings them back to his island because he has a private island. And in that private island, the women are doing like a bunch of things and like not like bad things. Like they're just having fun. Like they're partying, they're drinking, they're eating food, they're sleeping, they're sitting at the pool, you know, just like what you'd expect to do at a, I guess, a private island. But things start to get weird because the girl plays Whitney Houston. Her name is Frida in the movie. She goes with her friend. Like her and her friend get invited and they go. And then you see little like things here and there. They're just like weird. She's just like, oh, isn't it weird that they already have clothes for us here? They lose track of how many days it's been, etc., etc. And so one day they're partying. There's like 10 of them, right? I mean, 5 guys, 5 girls. Actually, yeah, no, that sounds about right. 5 guys, 5 girls, 6 guys, 6 girls. It's like an even amount of them. Except I think actually there's one more guy. It's Ethan Hawke's son in the movie. Levon Hawke, I think that's his name. That's just another thing. God, why couldn't my parents be famous? So I could just get in movies. But yeah, basically, at some point in time, they're all partying and one of the girls gets bit by a snake. And she gets bit by a snake and she's like, how she feels weird and she wants to go home. But the main character is like, why do you want to go home? Like, why do you want to go home? And then the girl's just like, oh, there's something wrong with this island. So she's like, no. And eventually come to find out that she goes missing right after she's bitten by the snake. And then the main character is like just wandering around the island. I can't remember what she was doing, but I think she was like following something or she was wandering around the island and she stumbles into this, like, I think it's the Matrix where he goes into that room and then it's like all like the TVs or something or whatever around him. I think that's the Matrix. It's kind of like that in this room, except it's like packages. And then she goes into one of the rooms and then one of the housekeepers there who like takes care of the island. And she has like a bottle, right? And like the lady, the main character thinks it's alcohol. And the lady's like, oh, do you want some? And the main character's like, sure. So she takes some and she drinks it. And then she realizes it's a snake venom, right? So then after she drinks the snake venom, she like starts to remember what's happening. And the thing that's happening in the island is that everyone that's there, like all the women are there. They have specific things in their room, right? And one of the main things they have in their room is like perfume that they all have to spray in the morning. And when they spray the perfume, it makes them forget like what's going on. It makes them forget specifically traumatic things that are happening. Like the more traumatic it is, the more they'll forget. The less traumatic it is, the less they'll forget. That's why they remember each other and stuff. But the fact that the other things that are happening on the island they don't remember is because it's traumatic. And the things that are happening on the island is like crazy stuff. Like they're like attacking and like just, you know, doing whatever the worst things you can think of that these people are doing. They're doing on the island to the women, and then they forget about it the next morning because of the perfume that they're wearing throughout the day. But since they drink the venom, they're starting to remember. At least the main character is. Now, I have a problem with this because I'm almost certain that venom is supposed to be injected and poison is supposed to be drank. And apparently it's a thing that if you inject poison and drink venom, it won't have the same effect. Like it won't have any effect. I'm not sure, but anyways, the fact that I know that little fact leads me to believe that that's BS. It shouldn't work for them, but for the sake, it works for them. So they figure that out eventually, or she figures out eventually. And she gives it to one of the other girls. And one of the other girls starts to remember, and they're like, okay, we have to get the other one to know. So when all the guys go fishing, the 2 girls who remember turn the venom into shots and then give it to the other woman. And then we skip ahead a little bit because just like a lot of stuff that happens in it that isn't like too crazy. And then they all start remembering and they all start attacking the men and it just goes crazy. Like they're all fighting. Like the women are like beating the hell out of the men, stabbing them, all that stuff. And it's actually pretty interesting. One of the security guards who are on the island has a gun. He's about to shoot the main character, but one of the girls who remembers is secretly in the forest and she like hits him over the head with a rock, and then they take the gun and they shoot one of the guys, and then Channing Tatum and his friend are like held up in a room in like the building, like the main building. So they trick them, or they trick at least Ethan Hawke's son, and they knock on the door to like help because he's like doesn't know what's going on because he doesn't do anything to anyone. He's just like screwing around and like hurting himself when everyone else is like attacking the women and stuff like that. Like during that time, he's not doing anything. But basically he opens the door because he's like, oh, the women need help. And boom, the girl has like she's like American Sniper. So she, boom, right between the eyes, done. And then the main character gets to go in And then she has a little back and forth with Channing Tatum, but Channing Tatum like eventually overpowers her. And then the main character, friend, like the other girl who like helped her get the gun and stuff like that, has the gun and she's like shooting at the door trying to open it. And I'm like, why are you wasting this? Why are you wasting the ammo? But like, I get it. I guess you're trying to open the door. So she runs out of ammo. And I'll tell you this, the movie's funny. The movie's funny because she runs out of ammo. She's like, damn. And then Channing Tatum's like, hold on a second to like the main character. Because after he like fights her, he ties her up. And then it just cuts to like Channing Tatum, like a far view of Channing Tatum, like chasing the girl like across the field. And it's just, I don't know, something about it was so comedic because it was like so silent too. And it's just like, well, obviously he used all the bullets. So he brings her inside and then he like ties her up and puts her on like the floor next to like the main character. And then the main character remembers that she's actually been to the island before because in the beginning of the movie, I didn't mention this, but in the beginning of the movie, the main character is like working at the event that Channing Tatum is like hosting wherever. Then like her boss comes up to her and is like, oh, you spoke to him last time. They talk about how they very briefly spoke to Channing Tatum and that she needs to be more invisible. So she's like, yeah. Whatever, she works and then she gets a dress and they end up going and meeting Channing Tatum. That's when they get invited to the island. But the thing is, she was there before, but like what happened was she was getting chased the first time she was on the island. As she tripped, she hit her head on a rock. And then that mixed with like the perfume, this girl just forgot, period. And that was like a little hint to say that she was there before when she was like, oh, she met him before and like nothing else about that. And then when she gets to the island, the housekeeper calls her Red Rabbit because her nails are red rabbits because she had red rabbits the first time she went too. And I'm like, wow, that's a pretty cool twist. I like that. It was definitely like a predictable twist, but since I wasn't expecting the twist, I was like, wow, that's really cool. And then Channing Tatum's about to like stab the other girl who's like tied up on the ground. But then one thing about Channing Tatum is that he loves to vape in the movie. It's like one of his vices. So she takes the perfume and she puts it in his vape, I guess. And he just forgets everything that happened. And then at the end of the movie, it cuts to them at like one of those conferences. And he's like not remembering anyone, not remembering like someone that he like sold the perfume to or anything like that. And then it shows her and she's like all dressed up and stuff like that. And they're like married now and everything. But she's 100% controlling him because she like keeps giving him like the vape from the perfume. I don't know how she has like an infinite supply of it though, because I guess maybe like she controlled him and told him to like tell whoever manufactured keep manufacturing it. And she puts it into the vape, or she has a vial and she's like, here, use this vape juice. And he's like, okay, whatever. Because it also makes you like submissive too when you forget as well. And then she eventually, I think she takes over the company or something like that. She's named the new head of the company. That's smart because in the house initiative, which she like made him forget from putting in the vape initially, he like fell on his head and knocked out, but she saved him. And I don't know if she saved him because she loved him and just wanted him, or she saved him because like she wanted this life for herself. I think it might be both, because like she was infatuated with him. Like she was always infatuated with him. Like from the beginning of the movie, you could tell like she like really liked him. So either way, I thought the movie was good. Solid like 7.5 out of 10. Like the movie does pull inspiration from other movies. Like for example, this movie reminded me a lot of Don't Worry Darling. Like although it's not exactly the same concept, it's like basically the same concept where you're like living this life and the women are with you and they just don't remember what's going on, but all the men know and all the men remember. But the women don't know what's going on, except for like one of the girls in Don't Worry Darling, she remembered. But like for the most part, they don't remember what's going on. They don't know what's going on. And they're basically like brainwashed into this like way of life wherever they are. Kind of the same thing. And also it kind of reminds me of Infinity Pool. Even though the movies are two completely different movies, just something about like the movie and the structure of it and how it's shot. I don't know. Something about Infinity Pool and this movie also are very much like same to me. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to describe it, but hopefully someone who's seen Infinity Pool and who's seen this movie can relate. But if not, it's all good. I really like the movie. I give it like I said, a 7.5 out of 10. And yeah, that was Osmow Chicken on the Rocks. I'll give it like a 6 out of 10. It's not better than Chicken on Sticks, but Chicken on the Rocks is still pretty good. It's a good like second choice. I think on fries and you still want it. Like getting sticks is like, it's pretty good, but it's just not as good in my opinion. Like I just saw like I finished like most of the chicken and I just left the rice. I'm just like, nah, that's it for me. Plus I want to go to sleep because I am tired. I'm going to just go, I'm not even going to edit this. I'm just going to go put it on the computer, like edit the audio, but not the actual video. Cause I don't know. I never mentioned it before, but that's like basically what I do. I think that's how you're supposed to do it. I don't know. But I basically just record the audio and the video separately and then I merge it and then I mix the audio, but I try to mix it like the same every time. So across all the videos, I sound the same. The only time I sound different is like when I talk louder, which is the case in some videos, but whatever, I digress. With that being said, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below if anything you're trying to talk about. Now do that, so shout out to videos in the side. If any of you guys seen Blink twice, let me know about your thoughts down in the comments. I'm down to hear about it. I'm not talking about it, as always. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. That was Osmow 6 out of 10, Blink twice 7.5 out of 10. First review, and peace.